Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston, and today I'm back for episode number 53 of my Pittsburgh Pirates franchise series here on MLB 17 The Show. So after a victory in the National League Division Series over the team that eliminated us last year, the Los Angeles Dodgers, we have moved on to the Championship Series where we will be facing off against another NL West foe, the Colorado Rockies, a team that we have not played in the playoffs before. They defeated the team we have faced off against in the past, the Washington Nationals, in Game 5 of the NLDS. To advance, the Nationals were one win better than Colorado, but both low to mid-90s wins teams and solid teams. Colorado signed Carlos Correa in the offseason. That's a move that has seemed to put them over the top. Pretty good group of position players, along with Jason Culver. He was an all-star. As a second-year player, they have Salvador Perez. They still have Arenado. And they have got a 3-1 lead here on us in game number 1. But we are threatening there. Nothing going, however, so we head to the 7th, still up by a couple of runs. Andres Campos pitches a scoreless top half. On to the bottom half. Jairo Diaz on for the Rockies. A runner gets thrown out there at the plate for the Pirates. So just 1 run on 10 hits for us so far. There we get Barrett Boyce into the game. Now he gives up a run. That makes it 4-1. An error on the play puts the bases loaded. I'm going to turn to Osuna. He gets out of the jam. Keeps the lead at 3 for the Rockies. But their bullpen continues to do what they do. Estevez pitches a scoreless 8th. On to the 9th. It is Rene Velasquez who almost gave up a run there, but we got a runner thrown out at home to keep the lead at 3. Now with 2 men on for the Pirates, there is a 2 RBI double tying run into scoring position with 2 outs for Matt Adams, but he is retired and the Rockies hold on for the 4-3 victory in game number 1 of this best-of-7 series. Game 2, Pirates trying to bounce back. It's Tanaka against Jeff Hoffman, and it's 4-3 Rockies so far. The offense is coming to play today. 4 runs for each side so far through 5 innings. As John Gray is out there now for the Rockies. He comes in relief for the Rockies starter Jeff Hoffman. Tanaka still out there for the Pirates, and he is going to pitch a scoreless 7th, so he is through 7 strong. He will be pinch hit for in the bottom half of the 7th, where we will be retired in order. So on to the 8th. Still a 4-4 game. Barrett Boyce comes through with a scoreless 8th. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, Justin Haley on. And he is going to surrender the 2-run home run to Gary Sanchez. Seager also scoring on the play. And then it's a 3-run home run by Carlos Rubio. That makes it 9-4 Pirates. As we are starting to run away with this ball game. 2 more men on. Bases loaded now. 1 run is going to score on the walk. Estevez is on. 2 more runs scored. That makes it 12-4 Pirates. 14-4 now. 10 runs come across in the inning. We blow the game open. Cliff Hinson tosses a scoreless 9th, and we even up the series. But before it shifts to Colorado for game number 3. And in game number 3, it's Henry Alvarez versus Anthony Banda. Banda, one of the top pitching prospects for the Arizona Diamondbacks in real life. He's on the Rockies now, and he's given up 3 runs so far. Not been able to match Henry Alvarez, who's tossed 6 scoreless. Now dealing with a man on and 2 outs. Gets the fly out for the final out of the 7th. He has thrown 7 scoreless innings. Now we get 4 more runs in the 8th. So we get Alvarez a little bit of a buffer here. I thought about going to a pitching change. I do. It's going to be Cliff Hinson. Hinson retires the side in the 8th. Does give up the 1 run. So Alvarez will be tagged for that run or charged for that run. But we pick up the win. So we're up 2-1 now in the series. It's King Felix. Felix Hernandez against Mitch Keller in game number 4. And Keller is out pitching Felix so far tonight as the Pirates offense has once again come to play. 8 runs so far. It's an 8-1 lead. Keller still into the ballgame. 7 innings, only 1 run so far. The 4 strikeouts. Retires the side there in the 8th. So 8 innings of 1-run ball. We're going to bring him back out for the 9th. Why not with a 7-run lead? He's got 2 outs in the inning, and he finishes off the complete game to send us to game number 5 with a 3-1 series lead. So take a look at the playoff bracket. You see the Red Sox and Angels tied at 2 games apiece on the AL side of things. But in the NL, we've got game 5 with the Pirates having a chance to get back to the World Series for the first time in 2 years. The last time they were in the World Series, they lost to the Cleveland Indians in 7 games, but were champions only the 1 year before that. In year number 3, we're in year number 6 now. Take a look at the starting lineups for both sides as we are going to get things underway. Pitching matchup is Jacob deGrom versus Kyle Freeland for the Colorado Rockies, and it is the Rockies trying to jump on deGrom early. Jason Culver with a leadoff single in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Now the next man up on the 0-2 count. That is going to be a base hit back up the middle. Defensive swing, but it works as he gets that ball through the middle for a base knock. Back-to-back singles. Now Correa's turn with 2 on and no 1 out. And he's going to go the other way with it. Not well hit, but he gets the job done through the right side. Culver being waved around third. He will score, and it's an RBI single as Carlos Correa gets the Rockies on the board first. They take a 1-0 lead. Arenado up next. He flies this one down the right field line into foul territory. It is Rubio over to make the play. He will fire it in quickly, but that will allow the runner to tag up to third base. So first and third with one out for Salvador Perez. DeGrom looking for a double play ball. Instead, he gives up another hit, the fourth of the inning for the Rockies. And that gives Colorado a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. Now with one out and 2 men on. That's a ground ball to Lindor, ranging to his left, steps on the bag for one, throw to first in time. It's a 6-3 double play. And that gets DeGrom out of the jam. So on to the second inning we go now. It's Neil Walker up with no one out. He strikes out on the slider. That would be DeGrom's first strikeout of the evening as he looks to settle in, dealing with the leadoff man Culver now in the third inning. He's got no 1-2 count. That is strike three looking. Culver disagreeing with the call, but the All-Star will head back to the bench as he strikes out looking. Now Esposito up in the fourth inning, facing off against his former team, and he grounds one softly off the mound against Freeland, throw to first in time, and Freeland is perfect through 4 innings. The Pirates without a base runner so far. DeGrom now dealing with Arenado in the fourth. He strikes him out on the curveball. So another strikeout for DeGrom as he tries to settle in, as I said. And, you know, if he keeps the Rockies to 2 runs and works into the 6th or 7th inning, then he will certainly salvage this and do a good start. And he's looking for the Pirates offense to pick him back up. Still no base runners for Pittsburgh yet. This ball grounded off the foot of Freeland. He bounces off the mound, throws to first. They call Sanchez out on the play, but the manager, Joe Wilkerson, not ready to concede that one. As he's looking at the replay or having a staff look at the replay, looks like Sanchez might have beat the throw. We're going to challenge the call as he gets the go-ahead from the dugout. And the umpire would review it, and they would change the ruling on the field. Sanchez now ruled safe, so that is the first base hit and the first base runner of the day for the Pirates. Diego Vina up next. He takes strike 3, and he did not like that call, but that one looked like it could have clipped the corner of the zone there. So that is strike 3. Rubio now tagging this one to center field. It's over the center fielder's head. And now Sanchez is going to round third, and he is going to tie the game. Rubio, he's digging for third, 27 speed rating, but it does not matter. He's got himself an RBI triple with 2 outs that has cut the lead in half. Now it is 2-1. Jose Osuna up next. He strikes out on a pitch in the dirt. Perez's throw to first is going to be in time to retire the side, but the Pirates do get one back. It's now 2-1. After Ben Revere reached on a base knock, that is the pitcher Freeland trying to bunt, but a great play by Osuna, throwing to second with a strong throw to get the speedy Revere. So that keeps the runner on first, and now later in the inning with 2 outs, this ball popped up shallow right field. Vina is there. He will make the play, and we will head to the 6th. Down by a run still, it's Starling Marte with 1 out in the inning, and he takes strike 3 looking. That was a nice pitch by Freeland, dotting the zone right there, as he picks up the strikeout on to the bottom of the 6th. Arenado up with a man on. That is strike 3, swinging on the high fastball. So DeGrom recording another strikeout as he has pitched pretty effectively since that first inning, dealing with another base runner here. But Perez grounds this one hard at the first baseman, and it is going to be a 3-6-3 double play, nicely started by Jose Osuna. So to the 7th we go, working into this Rockies bullpen. Now it's Jairo Diaz on to face Gary Sanchez, who goes against the shift here and finds a lot of ground out in right field to place that one, as Sanchez now digging around second, heading for third, and he is into third with a head-first slide. That is a 1-out triple for the Pirates catcher, and that's a big play getting to third. He represents the tying run. It's Vina up next. Vina strikes out swinging on the high fastball, the thing you had to most avoid there if you're Diego Vina, a guy with normally good contact skills. Now the Rockies will turn to Justin Haley out of the bullpen, dealing with Carlos Rubio. 2 down in the inning. Rubio flies this one into right center field, and it is the center fielder there to make the play for the final out. So we head to the bottom half of the 7th, still trailing by a run. Ben Revere up 3-0 count. He walks on 4 pitches, and that was actually the first walk allowed by DeGrom all postseason. He came into the night with 16 strikeouts and no walks, but that is the 2nd time Revere has reached tonight. And then that's a broken bat single for the next man up, who was pinch hitting. So we're going to turn to the bullpen here, go with the double switch. I get Adams, who is going to be due up 2nd next inning, into the number 9 slot in the batting order. Boyce is going to induce the flyout to end off the inning. This is actually kind of some little managerial tactic that I did there, because I wanted Adams to come up 2nd next inning, and I could have double switched Adam Frazier into the game, but instead I'm going to pinch hit him here in place of Jose Osuna. That way Frazier leads off, and Adams will hit 2nd in the inning. Now, I actually had to put Osuna out in right field, which is not a natural position for him for the one batter. I should have just put Frazier into the game immediately and not waited to pinch hit him, but it doesn't matter. Frazier walks, and then Marte scorches one into the left center field alley. That gets down and goes to the wall. Frazier is going to score easily. Marte digging for third. He will get in safely, and it's a tie ball game. Starling Marte drives in the tying run. That was represented by Adam Frazier right there. Matt Adams did not do anything. That's why you didn't see him hit right there. But Lindor walks next, so one out for Steven Esposito. And Esposito hits one towards right field. It's going to be caught. Lindor was moving on the pitch. He could be doubled off, and he will be. And that keeps the game tied on what should have been a sacrifice fly. Instead, it's a double play. Lindor was off on the pitch trying to avoid the double play ball. But instead, it's a double play on an unexpected kind of play, a fly out to right. Boyce dealing with some problems here in the 8th. I was trying to get a second inning of work out of him. And instead, he actually walks 3 guys in the inning, so he would strike out a pair. It's Neil Walker on with the bases loaded and 2 out. Osuna is going to induce the ground out. That will retire the side and get us to the 9th. With the game still tied at 2, it is AJ Ramos on now to try and keep it a tie game in this top half of the 9th, facing Diego Vina, who tries to get on top of one, hits it pretty well to right field, but not well enough. That will be caught by the right fielder, and that is going to be good for the 3rd out of the inning. Now Revere is going to get on base for the 3rd time today. He hits it off of Osuna, and Revere is too fast, so he will reach first base safely. And then once again in the pitcher spot, they go for the sac bunt. They tried this earlier, and the same thing is going to happen. I get the lead runner at second, completely ineffective. And now they swap Revere for a much slower runner, although here it's Jason Culver on after a fielder's choice. He's moving on the pitch with 2 outs, but because Lindor was going to cover the bag, that ball is actually hit right to him, and he will get the easy out at first. So in the extra innings now, it's the 10th inning. It's Marte up with a man on. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. That's going to put 2 men on now, as it's Rico Guerrero, who had come in as a pinch runner after it was Ernesto Valenzuela who led off the inning with a base knock. Now Lindor walks. So we got the bases loaded facing John Gray here with 2 outs in the inning. Esposito, chance to take the lead. He flies it to center, but that is going to be caught. So we strand the bases loaded, head to the bottom of the 10th now, still tied at 2. As we're going to turn things over to Rene Velasquez, who has only tossed 1 inning this postseason, but it was a scoreless inning. Facing the heart of the Rockies lineup here, strikes out Carlos Correa. And he is going to deal with Salvador Perez now with a man on and 1 man out. That is strike 3 swinging on the 2-seamer, 2 away. And Velasquez would pitch the rest of the inning cleanly. So on to the top of the 11th now, Alex Claudio on for the Rockies, dealing with Kyle Seager left on left matchup, but that's misplayed by the first baseman. Seager is going to be safe, and the leadoff man is on now. And the Pirates have a bunch of righties due up in the lineup, so it could be an advantageous matchup here for Pittsburgh. But it's Sanchez who strikes out there for the 1st out of the inning now with 1 out. Vina up, dealing with a 2-2 count. He is going to go the other way with this one, down the right field line, and it's going to get by the right fielder. He misplays it, now picks it up, tries to get it in quickly. Seager rounding third, heading for home, but they got him. The go-ahead run is gunned out at the plate. Vina does move up to 3rd base. Now the last man on the bench, Tyler Marlette, on to pinch hit in the number 7 spot in the order. That is the pitcher spot after the double switch earlier. He will earn the walk. So it's the lefty-on-lefty matchup for Adam Frazier, who rips it into right field for a base hit, and the Pirates take the lead. Adam Frazier, who was entered into the game earlier, and he's been playing right field the last couple of innings. He gets his his first hit of the game, 2nd time he's been on base. This time on a lefty-on-lefty matchup, not something that typically suits him, but it drives in the go-ahead run. So we've got a 1-run lead now as Claudio strikes out Adams. As we turn the game over to Andreas Campos, the man acquired from Milwaukee earlier in the year, looking for the save. He strikes out Neil Walker right there. Now we are 2 outs away from heading to a World Series with 2 outs. We're 1 out away now. This is flown, or popped up, I should say, just inside of foul territory there. Sanchez under it, and the Pittsburgh Pirates are headed back to the World Series for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. They will represent the National League in the Fall Classic, and they're going to be taking on either Boston or Los Angeles, but that is besides the point tonight. A nice come-from-behind victory. We struggled against Freeland early in the game, but finally started to get to him with the 1 run there, and then eventually got to their bullpen for 2 more. And that was all it took. Another stellar night from our pitching staff. Good start out of Jacob deGrom after giving up the 2 runs in the 1st, and then the bullpen tossed, I think, 4 scoreless innings. So maybe it was actually closer to like 4 1/3 or 4 2/3, but either way, pretty impressive stuff. So that is going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the World Series.